Professor Otto Robert Frisch, who started the company that I worked for, the man who, with his aunt, published the first paper using the words nuclear fission and chain reaction. Um,
Wow, that
he
was a while back.
It was a while back, yes, indeed. Lise Meitner was his aunt. Um, he said, I mean, I don't think it's original to him, but he said, he was deemed to be an expert in physics in general, but in various other things. And he said an expert is just a person who's made every possible mistake in that subject, which is quite a good way of looking at it, really.
I'm still finding new mistakes to make.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yes. Um, right. Well, it's 1 minute past two. Uh, Thanks to John for organising and setting the agenda. Um, there was a little bit of confusion over Danny Boy, but we can work with that. Um, I think I've got a couple of minor surprises to throw in just to see. Anyway, we'll see when we get there. You see, all sorts of people are arriving at two. Oh yeah, now we've got this. My screen is full. I've got 9 people. Hello, Wendy. Right, let's put up some music and start with the warm up session then. So I need to find my share screen. Where to set Penny up the water. So this is 3 tunes, and we might at the end, after we've been through them individually or whatever, go through all 3 as a set. But while we're just getting the tunes in our fingers, what I'm going to do is just zoom in a bit on that. So we'll have the first 2 on the screen, and then we'll do the third afterwards. So let me wait a minute. I need to mute. Right, is everybody's muted? Yes. Right. Okay. So yeah, it's practice set 3.5 because we had practice sets 1, 2, and 3, and then we changed the middle tune to this, so it became 3.5. So the first tune is Penny on the Water. Tuppence on the roundabout, and no, what? Tuppence on the and off goes he. It's one of those count out playground count out tune songs for choosing your team. It's good practice also for alternating fingers on repeated notes. Oops, not C sharp. Right, okay, so here's the last 2 bars at a steady pace to start with, and then we'll take it from there. Again. So let me just stop sharing so I can see everybody for a minute. So was that working all right? Yes, sound volumes all right and things. Was that too fast for anybody? No. Rosemary's speaking, but we can't hear her. Hold on a minute, I'll unmute you. Right, you can speak now.
Thank you. It wasn't too fast. I just couldn't read the music very well. It was a bit small.
Oh, right. I'll see if I can make it a little bit bigger, but yeah, well, I could actually. Right, we could do that really. So that was Penny on the Water at that size. Well, let's do it once more at that size then. Right, and then George Green's College hornpipe. I don't know whether he wrote other sorts of hornpipes. But, yes, the first one wasn't a hornpipe. This one, yes, all right. So this is the only one of the three that's a hornpipe in the sense of it's written straight but played swung. So you've got a few triplets in there. So don't rush them. I mean, that's 3 notes in the time for 2. And the time for 2 is quite long, so you've got more time than you think to put those in. So here's the last 2 bars of that. Again. did the B part twice. I may have not done. Right, and the last one, the Saucy Little Bird on Nellie's Hat, was a music hall song all about how the artificial bird on the hat of Nellie could tell all sorts of tales of about what Nellie had been up to. But you can find YouTube recordings of the original song, and you can see the similarities. But this one has actually diverged quite a way away from the song, in order to become a dance piece. The other thing that's odd here, you've got, in terms of dots and things, you've got staccato dots like in the first bar. Played short, but keep the next note in its correct place. And then the next bar, the second full bar, that's a double dotted crotchet. So a crotchet is a single beat. A dotted crotchet is 1.5 beats. A double dotted crotchet is 1 3/4 beats. So which means the little bit that's left over is a semiquaver, as it's shown there. So very short. It's really, I think, it probably should be just a grace note before the start of the next bar. It would be a more normal way of doing it, as a little note squeezed in before the next bar, and that double dotted crotchet would actually then be a minim. But it makes sort of sense as it is. So keep it short is all we're doing there. Right, so then last 2 bars. What speed do I want? I think we could do it a little bit faster than that. So same again, a little bit faster. Right, so now we've got to try and do the whole thing in one page, which I don't think it can be much better than. No, not going to work. Even if I do that, it's still not going to. Oops. It's still not going to work. Right, okay. So I've got to go. Oh, now what's happened? Right. So I think that's the best we can do for getting the whole thing on a page. John sends out links to the music long ago, so I suspect most of you will have possibly printed off the music to be able to see it a bit better. But now you've played them several times, your fingers should know where to go anyway. So this is just a guideline of where you are on the page. So things to note: the first tune has no internal repeats, but it has a repeat at the end to say play me twice. And then the others we're just going to play once with their internal repeats. So down the page as written. Last two bars of A Penny on the Water. No, not swung. Oh, it is swung. So I was talking nonsense about saying that the middle one was the only one that was swung, wasn't it? Yeah, it is swung. You could play it straight, but it wouldn't sound right, would it? So all three of them are swung hornpipes, so ignore what I said earlier. You probably were anyway, and just doing what I was playing. Change. sure whether I played all of those parts precisely twice or whether I did one of them once and once 3 times. But anyway, so I think that's probably enough of those tunes. Unless people would like to do them again, we could play them faster, but I think that's probably a good enough start. So shall we move on to the parts tunes? So this is so I can get rid of the practice set. The Flower of the Quern. Right, so I'll probably here do the usual sort of thing. Let's all play through the black notes first, and then we'll play through the red notes, and then I'll play one after the other, and then we've got a synthesized recording of the computer playing them that you can play against hearing both. So this tune, if you know, and it wants to go at that sort of speed once it's going, but we'll start it a bit slower. Yeah, it's actually the last bar has more notes in it than almost all the others, so it's be quite good for setting the pace, wouldn't it? So last 2 bars. Whoops. Yes, I checked. I missed out. I undotted a pair of dotted quavers, and then in compensation, I promptly dotted the next pair that shouldn't have been.
You also meant to repeat on the B part, Paul.
Oh, I missed. Oh dear! I didn't repeat the B part the second time through. Oh, okay, right, right. Yes, that third bar of the of the B part is a dotted pair and then an undotted pair, and so I'm not going. Oh yeah, well, right. So here's the. So we're just going to do the B part, just the B part once more, as I missed it out. Right, and before we speed that up, I think we'll just try playing the red notes, the second line, at the same pace. So you're going to get the last 2 bars as intro in the same sort of way. Oh, sorry, I messed that up. I was thinking about repeats and got myself confused. Yeah, because the A part doesn't repeat. So here's the last two bars of an A part, and then into the into the B part. So it's reasonably well behaved. I think it's actually harder to play than the top line, but not by very much. So let's try let's just try the red notes again, the ones we've just done, but just a little bit faster, because the tune itself wants to go a bit faster, I think. Yeah, it's wrong line. I'm going to the B part again. Yes, it's quite a bit harder than the either the A part or the top line. Right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play the whole tune twice. Once playing, I'll play the top line right the way through, and then I'll switch and play the second line. So you can either play along with me if you prefer, but I would recommend that you try playing against me. So you're going to start off by playing the red notes, the bottom line. I won't do it too fast, but right, lead in coming up. Change. Yeah, that was meant to be a seamless change, and then I was suddenly discovered I was going back to the black notes again. Right, last bar coming up. think I'm on top form today. We'll see. Right, let me find the computer music to go along with it. So I should be able to share both that and that. I have to find it. Yes, somewhat. Somewhere over here.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Right, so this is John's recording and John's voice at the beginning of it, and it's a bit faster than I was doing it there. That, and you'd have to, therefore, your B parts and things would have to. So you'll have to speed yourselves up a little bit in order to blend in with what's there. Right, I'm going to press play, and then you can decide, and I'll mute myself afterwards. You can decide which, whether you're going to play top or bottom or half of each or what. All right, coming up.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Does everybody else have sound? Because I haven't got any.
Paul, I think somebody was having problems with the sound. It came through fine for me.
Let me just stop sharing a minute. Yeah. So it was Rosemary. How was sound for other people? It was, I think, quieter than my voice probably, but and people on the whole could hear it. So
no, it was fine. It was fine.
It was fine, right? Can you turn your sound up? I'm going to unmute you, then I can hear you. So you speak.
It's up as high as it would go.
Oh, I see. Right, but you can hear me all right, can you?
Absolutely.
Well, that's odd.
And John, I can hear him, but
I'll check when I'm fairly sure I was sharing. Yes, I've got share sound turned on. I do, quite often with these things, when I get them from John, I do run them through some software and increase the volume. I didn't for this one. So I think it is a bit quiet compared with, but I don't know that I've got any control over that really. Let me just see if so I just want to see what I've got here. Have I got a...
Was it quiet, or could you not hear it at all?
it's in there. Yes, please.
So was it just quiet, or could you not hear it at all?
I couldn't hear it at all.
Oh, odd. I'm going to try it again, having turned its internal volume up to maximum, and we'll see whether it makes any difference.
Right.
Okay. So I've turned up the volume on the player. Right. So here it goes again.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
I had it to start with. John was speaking and it started and then it went.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, you can't hear me now. Yes, other people could hear that all right, could they? The music volume was sort of okay. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it's fine.
so there's something a bit odd at your end.
People
Sorry.
may have been hearing me half a
Like
second
this
later as
on
well.
Zoom with Wendy and Lorna and Sue. I can't hear them at all.
Oh.
I've fiddled with all the bits and
But you can hear me speaking and you can hear me playing, can you?
absolutely, yeah,
Oh, very strange.
it is.
I have no explanation for that, other than it'll be mainly me playing with a few bits of what you've just
Yeah,
had.
okay.
Right, okay. So we'll, I think, go on to the next tune at this point. Right. So just making sure. Yes, original sound for musicians is on. I mean, you shouldn't have original sound for musicians on, because it's only what people who are playing that need it turned on, and it does do strange things if more than one person has it on sometimes. Right. So anyway, let's go back to this for the moment. So we want not the flower of the quern. We want the blackthorn stick. We could have made that a little bit bigger even. Yes, we could. So a well-known Irish jig, and the rhythms are very similar in the two lines. Let's all for the moment play the top line, last two bars. Did I do 2 B parts then, or did I only do 1? Did I only do 1? 1. Oh, all right. Do you want a second B part then? I can't count to 2 today. It's a bit of a problem. Right, and now let's all play the second line. I might do this a little bit slower because you won't know the tune as well, I suspect. As intro, I'm going to play the last 2 bars of the top line, but then I'm going to come in playing the red note. And again. Right, so we'll put the speed up a little bit. So that sort of speed. So I'm going to play the whole thing twice, initially playing the black notes and then playing the red notes. So play against or with as you wish. So John has provided some recordings. Let me stop sharing this for a minute. If I need to, oops, not that, not what I mean. Flower of the quern. Come back. So there's 2 recordings at different speeds, and I know one says 75 and the other says 76. Let's just try them.
1, 2, 1, 2.
So that's that one. Let's just try the other one.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Right, so the second one is quite a bit slower. We have got quite reasonably fast, and I do think we want to be. So right, let's have a go at the faster one, playing along with the faster one, and see how well it works. If you tell me afterwards it was too fast, then we could try the slower one. Right, so let me get this back to here. No. Put that away. There's my zoom gone. So we'll just share that and that. Share sound. Let me just see. Oh, I see. Right, so hopefully if I do this.
1, 2, 1, 2.
That will work, and we can play along with it, though it may be a bit fast, but we'll see. All right, are you ready? Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2.
The question is, could you hear that any better? She could hear that. Now that's interesting. I switched it. The original thing, and I don't know why it was, seemed to be that it was mono sound, and I've switched this into stereo. So afterwards, it might be. I'm just wondering whether one of your speakers whether one of your speakers is working, the other one isn't. But anyway, at least that worked for you like that.
Right, mono stereo. Think about that.
Yeah, so the first one, it's possible, might have only just been coming out of one speaker, though I'm not sure. I'll try
Yeah.
again at the end. There was an experiment. Anyway, so in general, did that work? Was that too fast, or you were keeping up okay? Were you?
Much too fast for me.
Much too fast for you.
Mm.
Much too fast. Would you like to try the slower version of the two things? Yes.
Yes, please.
Let's
Rosemary doesn't want to.
yeah, no, we'll just try the slower one. It was a bit of a jump of speed, was that certainly.
Okay.
Let me find the have I got? Yes, I have.
1, 2.
Right, so this is going to be the rather slower version. Share screen, media player, share sound, yes, stereo high fidelity, and that. Right, so this is going to be the slower version.
1, 2. 1, 2.
So was that better, Wendy?
Yes, that was fine for me, thank you. You didn't play the second part though, did it?
Oh, so were you only hearing one part?
Yes.
Oh, that's very odd. That's very odd.
Well, does anyone disagree with me? Did anyone else hear the second part? Rosemary's disagreeing with me.
So, John, did you feel you could hear both?
I didn't hear both.
Playing against it, I thought the quality wasn't very good. I must admit. I did change the recording. I think that was the ridiculously fast one. I'm not sure whether that's the one we tried to play.
So just out of interest, I'm going to put it back to how it was. Sharing sound mono, which I think means it's merged both sides into both channels. Let's just do the same thing again. Oops. So I'm not going to do the whole of it, but this be interesting to see. And now you may well hear both halves, but Rosemary might not hear anything. We'll see.
1, 2, 1, 2.
So could you hear both
Yeah,
channels
I mean,
then?
the fourth bar
Yes.
where the second line played 3 notes, that came through. So
Yeah.
definitely
So Rosemary, could you hear it then? She could. Oh, in that case, the mono stereo thing's a red herring, or and anyway, I'll leave it as it is so that you can hear both sides now. I think we've probably spent long enough on that one now, even though you may not have heard the second part played slowly, other than by me. But we've got on to the timing thing really, where we're requesting a guest spot. Has anybody been practicing something or trying something that you would want to enchant us with, or just show progress with? It doesn't have to be perfect. A distinct lack of people coming forward at this stage, and you will see from me it's quite allowable to make mistakes in this thing. All right, if no offers, then we'll go on to the theme, and the theme for today on John's thing was bonsoir, cheerio, toodaloo, goodbye, and he'd got a set of tunes starting with a Shokan farewell and farewell to whiskey and goodbye Dolly Gray, and one that I didn't know, it wasn't in the book, and I didn't know, so long it's been good to know you, which we'll do. But the if I can just bring back up this for the moment, it occurred to me, you were obviously, John had gone through my book looking for things with goodbye in it, but maybe you didn't think to look for adieu les filles de mon pays, and given that today is Remembrance Sunday, I felt that this was an appropriate tune, because this is the men marching away and saying goodbye to the girls of my country that I may never see again. And of course a lot of them never did see them again. So I don't know whether you know the tune, but it's a slow, sad. So I mean, I play it as a slow march. I mean, if you're going to march all day, you'd probably go a little bit faster than that, but not a lot. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left is the sort of steady marching pace. So I'm just going to play it through a couple of times, and the aim of this section is not to spend a lot of time on any one tune, but to throw out a few tunes for people to learn and play along with. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play a last 4 bars of an A part up to the first repeat, and then play the whole tune through twice, sort of thing. once more. There you are. Adieu, les filles de mon pays. And John doesn't mind me playing with his time program to add that in. So let's go. His thing was a Shoken farewell, which of course we do have parts versions of. Which I could put up there so that people who want could play the parts thing. That should work. And then you could right, I think most people will know this as a tune, but so I'll play it through at least twice. I might one time go off onto the second part, we'll see. Again. Rosemary liked that one. Yes, it's a lovely tune. It's yes, I think I've previously said I'd like a.
Yeah, I was playing the second part while you were
Ah.
playing the first part,
Right.
and I finished exactly in the right place.
Good, excellent. Yes, if I die in appropriate timing, I'm expecting a sort of a mass band of Chiltinas and Green Shoots people to come and play that and Paul's waltz for my funeral or whatever, I think. Right, no, that was the Shokan Farewell. The next one was was Dark Island, basically. Dark Island, which some parts of the original tune before it became the TV theme was Dr. McKay's Farewell to Crigari, apparently. And that one, of course, as well, we have a parts version of, which I could put up, and seeing as we've got it, we may as well give people the opportunity. We don't need the out tag to match, I don't think. So that's the whole tune. So I might do what I did, same thing as we did there. I'll play the top line, the bottom line, and the top line again. It's a bit faster than the other one, I think. Right, the last 4 and a bit bars. Again. Yes, another favourite tune, really, that one. I still have difficulty with the. There's a couple of these short in the second half. There's a couple of Scottish snaps, sort of thing. And that one, the third bar of the third system, is all right because you've got 2 fingers to go on it. But then the next bar, the full bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of that line, it's a G to a D, and I can't. I've tried sort of cross fingering it, and my fingers I've got big thick fingers and they just get in the way of one another, so I haven't really worked out a sensible way of doing that as a quick snap. Yes, maybe, possibly. Practice needed. Anyway, there you are, Dark Island, Farewell to Craigary. So while we're on farewells, we've got Farewell to Whiskey. Whoops. Must be here somewhere. Farewell to Green. Yeah, it's good to, it's vibrato or whatever it's not vibrato, it's the other one. A bit of bellow shake on it, sort of gives a bit of richness to it. So lots of pathos and sorrow at not being able to drink whiskey. Yes, apparently the English rulers forbade the manufacturing of whiskey in one year, sometime around 1799, because the barley crop had been so bad that it was needed to make bread and things. So there was no whiskey allowed. So Neil Gow wrote a nice sad song. He later wrote a more upbeat one called "Welcome Back to Whiskey," or more or less that, which isn't anywhere near as good, I don't think. So just the last 2 bars and then in from the beginning. Yes, I do like that one. It's my favourite tunes here are farewell ones. Next one's a bit more cheerful, isn't it? But of course has wartime connotations as well as a
I have to say, I've played Farewell to Tea about 3 times that speed.
yeah, but you can, but it is a lament, and laments are often played slowly. I think you can get more expression into it when you're doing this thing.
Okay.
What do I want? Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Must be in here somewhere. Oh dear. Goodbye, Dolly Gray. So this is part of the World War One set that we have played in the past that starts off with and goes on to and then goes through various other things, and in the middle you get Goodbye Dolly Gray. So our last 4 bars then. Bit faster. Right, okay, so that's the end of the ones from my tune book, but we have So Long It's Been Good to Know You. Well, can I get this in a bigger? Not really. So we're in F, no sharps or flats. 1, 2. that's how it goes. I needed to refresh my memory on it, and it's not a tune I know well. The words.
To repeat it, I suggest holding the final note into another bar to pick up the acoustics at the beginning.
Right.
This is actually, I think, the last phrase is only 3 bars.
Yeah.
So we need to decide whether to play the last bar short. Repeat another bar.
1, 2, 3. That works as writ, I think. Anyway, we'll try it and see. So there are the words. It's a depression dust bowl tune. The farmers being driven off the land because of the dust storms, because of the over farming in the whenever it was, 20s, 30s. Right. But the chorus is so long it's been good to know you, so long it's been good to know you, is the reason why it's in with this set. So I'm going to count this in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and come in. Possibly almost at that speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yes, I put in an extra note when I didn't need to. That 1, 2, 3 is, I think, how it goes. Right, should we try a little bit faster? I think to make sense more. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Hang on, now we're in 4, aren't we here? 3, we're in 3, right. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Rest. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you are quite right, John. There's something missing. There's a full bar there, and there's the one at the beginning, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah. How would you get back? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, I think you want another bar with just 2 notes in it, with a two more bits of that low G. So you've done 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think is what it should be at that point. Right. Anyway, I think that's probably enough of So Long Goodbye, etc. If we're going to do some other things. Further part tunes. Danny Boy, we've got some. We could the other one that occurred to me you could have thrown in there probably from the, maybe it's not in I'm just gone off looking for something. Get that in a minute. There you are. It's not been in there all that long, but as a farewell song, you should go and I should stay. It's the parting glass. And that's usually sung about half that pace, I think. Oh, should we just, as it's there, let's just have a go at it. I think a lot of people will know it. Definitely a farewell tune.
Paul, there's a lovely version of this by an Irish a cappella group called themselves the Voice Squad, which I always thought was a lovely name, particularly if you say it with an Irish accent.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, thank you for the suggestion of the theme. Right, so the next bit is I want to get rid of that probably. Get rid of that. I get to see a few things on the way. Right, so this was the Danny Boy, the version that the notes that were sent out before, but the sound file that supposedly went with it was actually a totally different accompaniment. I mean, they went together perfectly well if you tried playing the two, I think, really. But anyway, so John and I had a quick bash yesterday and produced a sound file to go with this one. Right, so first thing is that this is I'll zoom in a minute. I do have things which might be a bit easier for Rosemary to read, but it is a three-part thing. I mean, the black is clearly the tune, which you all would know very well, etc. The bottom line is basically a baritone, or by the time it's played on a baritone, it's played on a treble concertina, it's baritone range, and played on a baritone, it's bass range almost. Is that one, and the one in between it's marked in the thing as being for flute, and it's when it does go quite high, goes up to. Up there, but it's basically the same notes as the bottom line with a few differences, but it's basically the same notes an octave up. So you could you can do either of the if you want a two-part rendering, you do the top line with either one of the other two, and so for ease of reading there, I've just this morning separated out two different two-part ones. There's that one and there's that one. But anyway, let's start with this one, voices 1 and 3. Oops. So I suggest initially we just play through the tune. I mean, this one again, it's a slow lament. It's all sorts of interpretations of what the usual one, I think, is that it's a father to his son who is going away to war or whatever. And it's in 4/4, but I actually found it easier in essence to count it in 8/8. So you're literally 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that you're in essence counting every quaver, which certainly helps if you're doing the underlying thing. You do eight beats in the bar, so to speak, to count your way through it, because otherwise things like that second full bar of the green notes, you've gone. You really got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to slow yourself down to get to. Otherwise, you rush that bar. Anyway, let's initially. What I'll do is I'll do what I did originally of playing. No, let's all just play the tune to get the tune in our head. I don't know what was this. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Right, I think almost everybody will know that tune, and if we don't play it too fast, you should be able to find your fingers on it. Though it does, it goes low even on where it is there. So if you're not used to reading ledger lines below the stave, you can work it out. It doesn't leap about much. It in general, whereas the green notes is, I think, rather harder. so I'm going to do the same introduction, and then I'm going to play the green notes, or I'll try. I don't know them as well as the other one. We'll see what happens. It took me a little bit of practice to get that right, because it's not difficult, but it has sections that are low, that you've got to count your ledger lines, and there are other, you have to count when you get crotchets that are slower than the main beat. The main beat here, I think, it certainly helps me to count, to beat it as if it's in quavers. So I'll just play that again, and perhaps a little bit slower, and then I do it. Right, so I'm going to play it really quite slowly, I think. Right, so it's going to be... So that's, I'm playing the tune, aren't I? Right, okay, right. So same lead in, and then I'm going to play the green notes. Yeah, that should go straight back to the beginning there. If we were looping on it, I'm going to have a slurp of my coffee. Right, so time getting on. So shall I just play it and go back to sort of ordinary sort of speed? That's the sort of speed. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Yes. Right. I'm going to play the black notes first and then the red notes, and you can decide to play against me. I suggest you play against me, really, that you, while I'm playing the black, you play the green, not red, green. Right. Hopefully that it worked together as a pair. What I'll do, I said we could do the same thing with the red note. How long have we got? Not all that long, have we? Okay, I'll do the. I'm not going to play the black note. I'm going to just play ones through the red notes at an appropriate speed. You can either just do the black ones against it or play along with the red. So these are the octave higher ones then. So same intro. Oh dear, what am I doing? Minor rock. I was on the wrong row altogether. Right, okay, we'll try that again. That's trouble with going from low notes to middle ones. Yes, the red notes start on a G. Right. So those are those, right? So now I'm going to get the computer to play all three parts to you. I could. It might be best if I went back to people being able to read parts 1 and 3, and if you want to play part 2, then I hope you've got it on paper or on a tablet, because I think if I try and put all three parts on the screen, nobody will see anything. Right, so I need to stop sharing a moment because I need to find the synthesized music for this one, which I've lost. Seconds. Right. Danny by PG8 is the one we want, otherwise we have a totally different harmony. It's a bit fast actually. I didn't notice that before, but as I say, we only worked this out yesterday. I didn't have a chance to redo it. Right, so it's going to be a little faster than we were playing it. That. Oops, sorry. You should get the feeling of what the whole thing sounds like. Anyway, and there's no lead into it either. So I'm just going to count. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 and press the button and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. A bit faster than that, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same thing again. So, did that work or was it too fast? Yeah, there's thumbs up generally on that one, yes. Oh, interestingly, Rosemary couldn't hear that one. Oh, I don't know why you can't hear some of them. Other people could hear that all right, could they?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know why you can't hear some things. I mean, that's
It works, Paul, and I could play along with it, but I feel it should be a slower tune.
yes, I think it should be a slower tune. And apologies for not having, because John produced a version originally. Was yours nicely slow? I can't remember now.
Maybe a bit slow.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was very much the same speed. I think that's probably why I set that one for that. But I agree entirely. I think it's it's one of those tunes that if you are playing it yourself, you don't play it strictly to rhythm at all. I mean, if you're singing. Yes, and quite a lot slower than we were doing it there. So if we do it again, I'll produce a slower version of the lead-in. Right. So what's the time is 3:57. So it is effectively ending time. We did have some spares. I was thinking of putting up Leos Nabanriona just to sort of start it off to do next time. Let's get rid of that and that. So John was suggesting as a spare, there were a couple of the ones, but one I quite like. If I just play this through once, just to. Yes, I was congratulating myself for having played that difficult bit right and probably fell apart on the next bit. Anyway, I don't, it's not worth starting on that now because it's 4 o'clock and finishing time really. So maybe John would like to put that on for another time in the future, and you've got the access to the things there to have a look at it and its second part. The B part, as you could hear, is harder than the first part.
We've got the next Zoom only session is on the 14th of December, so we'll probably work in some Christmas tunes. But it's a joint session with the West Country players, so we basically got an hour of our agenda, but I can slot Leos Nabanriona in.
Well, possibly, though. Yeah.
So it should be an 18th century dance tune rather than
yeah, no, it's modern, and I have a slight dubiousness therefore about putting it in front of WCCP. It came out of a transatlantic sessions thing, and I think it's pretty widely played, but it is still copyright, I suppose. I would suggest really for 14th of December that we basically do Christmas tunes. I mean, there's enough folky, Christmas tunes in the Paul Hardy's Christmas tune book that are not just well-known carols, that are interesting folky tunes that we could have a go at.
We'll have an hour of the agenda.
Yeah.
Country people will have an hour, and their format for anybody who hasn't joined in their session is they get volunteers to play tunes or to pick tunes to be played. So anybody who fancies having a go would be welcome to join in that part of the session as well.
Indeed, yes. We could do with some other people leading tunes, really. I quite enjoy doing the leading, but it is quite stressful doing this for 2 hours. Just to finish off, as it is today, Remembrance Sunday. Actually, let me make sure people are muted. Right, I've just muted John. Right, and everybody else is muted. Yes, because otherwise feedback will happen. So it doesn't. I mean, it only gets played at sad occasions, really. But it's considering it's just made up of the arpeggio notes of a trumpet. It actually comes out with quite an interesting tune. Right, that's it for me. Have you got anything else to add, John?
Only a reminder: we got a Malden session next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Paul should also be Zooming.
Yeah, I hope to be there. I've got a wife who's we thought originally she'd injured her arm, but we think she's twisted her neck and got trapped nerve in a neck that's resulting in pain all down her arm. But she's having some treatment, and she's managing all right generally without me. So I do expect to be there, but if I'm not there, then I'm having to be carer. But she was obviously well enough to bring me a cup of mug coffee in mid-session, so she's not at death's door. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks, John, for organising.
Yeah, we were good. I mean, the other thing we could have done is done. It's Martin Henshaw's birthday today.
Related, we do it next Sunday.
We could, yes, we'll do it next Sunday, right? Okay, bye to everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.